Hi, this is John Walsh here. It's July 8th, 2012, and I wanted to start running a photo documentary of the creation of the Fields of Gettysburg, a concept album I'm working on. Go over here. This is my man cave where I do all my music writing and practicing, and you can see we've got some album cover concepts here and going on, and but mainly I just wanted to get this little clip in. This is kind of where I do all my practicing and writing, and we started, or I should say I started this. I've got this notebook that I use to kind of scratch out lyrics and so on, and you can see here I've got the Fields of Gettysburg, and started working on this, at least putting pencil to paper, about 2 years ago. Actually, that's 3 years ago, isn't it? 3 years ago, 2009. I've got the song cycle finished, and Todd Burge and Bill White have sampled it. But we're going to start trying to get this recorded and done for the 150th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg, which happens to be next July 2013. But anyway, just wanted to give you a little insight on how this works. For me, I've been doing, you can see I've scratched through in this big notebook. I just keep notes, and that's a different song I was working on in the interim, but you get the idea. Just whether I'm doing research or writing lyrics or trying to flesh out a concept, I start here. And see, I've got 4 of the many references I used for this. These are all good books, by the way, that I'll mention in the album credits when we get there, because there's 4 or 6 of them that were instrumental. Also, once I start getting to from concept to sorry, I'm wiggling around here. Concept to then jotting down some chord ideas, and you can see here this is another notebook where I have messed around with chord progressions. This particular scratch sheet became the song "Gone to the Ages," which was one of the first songs off the album that I started working on as far as chord progressions go, and then getting into more final draft of the lyrics and so on. And so this is kind of neat. There's "Beauty Everlast," which here's the chords. Doesn't have the oh yeah, it does. "Cashtown Road." I ended up using this chord progression for that song, and so on. There's I just keep a running notebook here, and then you can see here I kind of scratch through and make adjustments and so on as at least my writing process, as I begin to hammer out match the lyric with the melody. Then I start to drive efficiencies and economize the song structure and so on to really hopefully make it as listenable as possible and still get the point across I'm trying to get across. So that's the second part, and I've spent a lot of time in this particular notebook getting it together. And then now we're at the point where I have completed lyric sheets and narrative. We believe we're going to drive some narrative into this. There'll also be some liner notes, kind of a history, tying in some history into the storyline as well. And then the final piece is pre-production piece here, is just charting out the song. So I talked about Cashtown Road and showed you some of the scratch sheets. Here's the final lead sheet that I've been writing out. It's got the melody line, the chord progression, the lyrics, and the structure of the song. And I've worked on that. I'm pretty much done with this piece too. So as of July 8th, 2012, starting February 2009, this is the point we're at the moment. And next step, what I'm going to do here presently is record some rough demos, actually right onto my iPhone, so that Todd Burge and Bill White, the guys that are going to help me put this together musically, can carry them around with them, and we three can then generate ideas on, what kind of vocalist we want for various pieces, what kind of instrumentation, and so on and so forth. Because my goal is to have this record recorded by the end of 2012. Okay, folks, I'll check in next time, but that's an update on the progress of the Fields of Gettysburg, coming to a record store near you in July of 2013, the 150th anniversary of the Battle of Gettysburg. See ya!